Alright, your first requirement was the screen is going out of the mobile screen. That was happening because your component weight was more than the mobile screen. For example, if the mobile screen is 390 pixel and your component weight was around 500 pixel, that's why it was going out of the screen. And I have added a CSS called maximum weight 100%. In that case, if your component weight is more than your screen, then the component weight will become 100%. So after that, everything become responsive. I hope you understand that. Alright, your second requirement was the product price and the quantity should be multiplied, and the multiply result should be showing here. Alright, so let me show you the code. So first of all, I need to go to the home page. Alright, here in the home.js we have some function. The first function is quantity controller. In this function, if we call that function, then we have to provide the product name and the operator. This function is increase or decrease or change the quantity in the local storage and the state as well. So if we increment a quantity, so we have to call this function and provide a product name, and the operator should be addition. So in that case, if the operator is addition, then the old quantity plus on equal to the new quantity. In that case, so if I click on this plus increment button, then we are calling this function the quantity controller, and provide the product name is 1080p and the operator is equal to plus. So in that case, the old quantity is 3 and plus 1 equal to 4, the new quantity. Alright, so after this quantity controller, we are setting the cost. It means we are changing the cost of this. So like if I change this one, then we have to change the cost, right? So the cost is equal to product price multiply the quantity. In that case, the new product price we are getting from this variable. So here you go. Alright, so here is the new cut with the new quantity and the new price as well. So after that, we are calling this total cut cost function. So this function is changing this value. So if we change any quantity, then this total price will be changed, right? So we have to call this function if we change any quantity. This function will like running a loop of every product, and we are calculating all of the product price, and we are storing that price in this cut total cost variable. So after calculating the total price, we are saving the total cost in our local storage and the state as well. Alright, the next thing is the cut refresh. This function is refreshing other component. So for example, I am changing this value from this component, but in that case this component will be not reloading, right? So like if I change any value from here, then this component was not was not changing or changing or refresh their props. So I have provided this function to the component, and I have like if I change this, then this function is reloading that component. So if I change anything from this component, and this function is changing, I mean the refreshing this component props. So if I change this, then calling this function, and this function is reloading props of this component, this component, this component. I hope you understand that. Alright, so let me show you something in the increment.js. So here, this function, the increment function, is adding on to our quantity, right? So we are calling that function the quantity controller. So this quantity controller, we are providing the product name here, and the operator is addition here. So if I call this function, then it's like adding 1 with the old quantity and the new quantity and the new price and the new total cart cost is saving into our local storage and state. And the last thing was the handle change. So if we change any value, then the product name and the value is directly here. So I think you are understanding what I mean. And your last requirement was the countdown timer, right? So we have a function called calculate time late. Alright, the expire date is here, the expire date is here, and the difference with the expire date minus the new date, it means then this now time. So we have this one, the condition is like calculating the time left, the difference between the now time and the expire date. So we are storing that in our time array or object, whatever you call. And here we have use effect, so we are calling this after every 1 second. So set timeout every 1 second, we are setting the new set time left. So every 1 second this variable value is changing, and here our output of this variable. So every 1 second this variable value is changing, and that's why it's showing like 5 4 3 like this. I think you understand. Thank you.